Okay, sorry, Bob, you were going to say something in character?
I say?
Bob?
I was going to say, Willing, thank you for keeping me the information. Try to get a message to Gemini that the tech priests are just there to do nothing but repairs. If you can get her man to at least know. If not, I'll get the Magos' people to stand up. But keep me aware of that situation as quickly and as informative as you can.
Frosty?
Just a moment. I started writing this because there was talking, so I write it to the end.
Okay.
Yep, like that.
Go ahead and read what you wrote.
Willing will offer to be the information carrier, basically, and tell his men to look for the biggest problem areas so he can relay information to Commander Cox and where to send the soldiers where the rioting is the worst at the moment.
Okay, you're asking to send Willing to be the one to go speak with Gemini.
No.
Oh, you're gonna send your man. Okay, information carrier. I wasn't 100% sure exactly what that was describing. Like, you're gonna be the one to carry the message to her? Oh, okay. No, but okay. Yeah. So, okay. Thank you, Willing.
No problem.
So, Magos will arrive and all to the ready room, basically? Bob?
Yes.
Okay.
So...
And, Cox, are you bringing any soldiers into the meeting?
He'll place 2 guards outside the door as basically per custom, but inside, I don't think it'd be a wise idea. The Magos will only take it as an act of hostility.
Okay.
He will be armed, though.
Yeah, Alex is going to be armed as well, but she's going to be sitting in like a position at the table where she shows she's the one in charge of this meeting, and then in front of her on the table would be the captain's saber that she took.
Greetings, Alexander Romanov. Greetings, Lieutenant Commander Cox. Greetings, Master Secretary as Willing.
Greatest Magos errant, Graham.
Greetings, Magos.
Engine Seer Prime.
You have wished to speak in person.
Yes. I wish to speak in person because we are going to solve this matter of of captainship and leadership at this moment.
What matter? The Mechanicus has stood down and have resumed repairs.
The matter is that without a proper leader to take command of this vessel, it is nothing but descend it into chaos. As such, before any of us leave this room, we will decide upon who will take command of the Omega.
Understood.
I wanted you
and Cox.
Okay.
Just standing here silent, a little bit intrigued of where she is taking this in the end.
Cox doesn't say anything, but he's keeping his eyes on the Magos. He kind of just nods with Alexandra's words.
Magos, you are here. You can understand that I understand why you did what you did. You superseded your authority. This is a military vessel under inquisitorial command. The Adeptus Mechanicus, the Church of the Omnissiah, has no authority for what you did. I'll have you know, I will speak. I'm unaware what your people are doing within the lower decks, and I am going to, after this meeting is done, I will see to it that your people have the chance to go into the lower decks and do the repairs that have been delayed there.
I was merely emulating my equal Cox in his acts to put others ahead of our station. I had assumed that with his improper action the established order was negated. Was I wrong?
My understanding of the situation, his actions were only to try to maintain order during these chaotic times. While certain situations could have been handled better, with a bit more diplomacy if needed, working better with other branches of the ship, he tried his best and did his duty to the best of his capability, as any loyal member of the Imperial Navy would do.
Some background music would be nice.
Yeah.
Lieutenant Commander Cox had placed one Joe Zealous in a position with the stated attempt that my station was invalid. I shall endeavor to allow the slight against the machine cult to be catalogued and ignored, should you wish, Alexander Romanov.
Thank you, Magos. Cox? Oh, no, not Cox. No. Lieutenant Cox?
Lieutenant Commander, God damn you both.
Yes, Alexander.
You have did your duty to the best of your capability and understand this, but you also understand that you could have handled a lot of these situations better.
I did all that I could.
Did all that you could. This caused a rift between the military personnel and the Mechanicus personnel on this ship.
Not to mention trying to starve the
Gunner deck.
below. Yeah, gunner deck. That wasn't a most peaceful solution either.
Must I sit here and have every order I've ever even questioned.
I am not questioning your orders, sir. I am just giving you... I'm just making comments from an outside perspective. You did exactly as you were trained for, and did exactly what any member of Naval Command would do in your situation. But you must understand that in delicate times, you need to rule with an iron fist and a velvet glove. You must be willing to make concessions when needed.
And did I not do that? When Jacob came out of the gunnery deck, how did I react? I put him back to
Exemplary. But you still, your actions caused the issues that risk potential further harm to the ship by Mechanicus.
Ever since this issue came up, this damned tech priest has been dogging me, hounding my every move, finding anything she can use as a slight against me.
Let's not get uncivil here. It's obvious you two need some kind of negotiator between you two. I would be most happy to do so.
I believe Willing is getting to the point of this matter. I would have preferred, if I knew the situation is, that High Factone would have been on this so I can get his perspective on all these further matters, but with his untimely demise...
Bless his soul.
I am led with only the three of you in the proper chain of command. Left in the order of the proper chain of command. As such, considering what I have seen this day between the Magos and the Mechanicus, I cannot grant leadership to either of you at this moment due to the tensions between you that could lead to further conflict. As such, Alex is going to stand up, picking up the saber, and walk toward Willing. Before I hand you this saber, Willing, some points must be clear.
I'm all ears, Miss Romanov.
Your job as captain is to maintain order and proper leadership of this ship. It must always be at the ready to heed the beck and call of the Inquisition when it calls for it. As such, your job to maintain the peace and the authority of the Inquisition upon this ship. But you must be willing to have the Lieutenant Commander be advisory to all military actions this ship will be needed to take. You must heed the request of the Mechanicus when vital repairs and anything that may affect the preservation of this ship needs required.
Well, of course, Miss Romanov. I would of course listen to my what would be the right word?
Subordinates.
No, I wouldn't go for subordinates.
I would say advise. I would request you refer to them as your advisors of war and your advisors of what would be the proper term for that?
Specialists of these matters.
Yes.
Of course. My duty is just to keep the peace on this magnificent vessel and make sure that it can fly again gracefully under the flag of the Imperium.
Cox, Lieutenant Commander Magos, do either of you have anything to say about this decision?
None.
Speak your mind, Lieutenant Commander. May return to your duties, Magos.
AT, I sent you a message.
Yes, I did, but it's hardly appropriate. So, Joe, does Cox have anything to speak his mind for, or is he just saying
Permission
no?
to speak?
I have no issues with Master Whisperer Willing becoming captain. I would, however, most appreciate it if everyone here would stop questioning my competence.
That would no longer be the thing, because at this moment, you are now put in charge of all military matters on this ship. You are in charge of the military of this ship, Lieutenant Commander.
So I got promoted
With-
to my own seat.
No, I'm thinking,
Alexandra, bear in mind that the first mate is dead. Captain's now
Yeah,
dead
that's-
too, but we've given
that's
the
what
new
I'm.
captain.
That's kind of what I'm trying to imply here.
Yeah, well, don't make implications because his
sorry.
current
Okay.
position is in charge of all military matters on the ship.
Yeah.
That's already his position.
Yes, and Lieutenant Commander, if you are aware, there is a second empty position on this ship of command.
The first mate.
Congratulations.
A small smirk will come across his face.
I would be most honored to have Mr.
Cox.
To be my first mate until appropriateness assigned, if that ever happens.
Backhanded compliment. I'm most honored to have him until someone better comes along.
I was watching. After the Friday session, I did have Starship Troopers play in the background, and it got to the scene where, yeah, you were that position until you die or I find someone better. I was thinking about doing that, but no.
Well, to be fair, Willing has been doing this backhanded compliments and comments
From the
all
beginning,
the
yes.
time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Cox. I want you to know that while I did say what I did about some of your actions on this ship, you still maintained order and discipline on this ship to the best of your ability, and it does not go unrewarded.
Thank you.
Now, Commander, you are now First Mate Cox. You are now dismissed. I need to speak with the new captain about about a few things that must be talked about in private.
Understood. I shall start going through a list of suggestions to fill in the new vacant spots in exams.
Okay, and is this private conversation going to be private about Bob, or
No, I'm just going to get the quick overview. I was going to ask him that, would he at this moment know of the Marshal's death?
Sorry. No, I guess no one really reported the Marshal's death, but she has kind of blipped off the radar, so to speak.
Okay, I was just going to have it when she was informed about the Marshal's death to try to get one of his own men his leadership and try to get one of his own men to take command of the Arbites to get them under the control of us as well. And then from there, just set up a meeting with Gemini, which we can do in private later, which is I'm going to talk to Gemini about, which can be done later.
Mm-hmm. But to make this more swift, Willing will be willing to accommodate all your suggestions and other things.
And suddenly the pun of his name is most appropriate.
Yeah, able and willing.
Okay, well, congratulations, Abobob. I'm going to say you are successful in your ascension. And I kept trying to drop the hint that you had your 3 minions. I kept trying to hint at them, but basically the whole time Marneus has been trying to get to Alexandra because he had received a encoded astropathic message from the Inquisition for Alexandra, but because he's just a lowly butler, he hasn't been able to reach her because guards are like, no, this ship's in a state of emergency, you can't go on the bridge.
Yeah,
But
the whole entire thing with that, though, is that even if Alex was, she's dealing with the state of emergency right now, so she would not be thinking, I need my butler.
But you are a leader, and leaders, their primary resource is their subordinates. Underlings.
Yeah.
Your minions.
Yeah.
Utilize them. But yes, you have successfully ascended, and you and I can discuss the remainder of Alexandra's build. And next week is Haley for
on the
10th. Yes. Now, Fungi's not going to be available for that, but Joe, do you mind just jumping into channel 2 as you finish the recording?
Never. I shall hear everything.
On the 10th, Haley will be pitching a 10.
And I will stop the recording now then.
Thank you. And yes, go into the Mackayson